All right, everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and I want to do a video talking about roster building. And by roster building, I want to talk about how you know what to farm next. I'm going to use my secret plans for 2023. You guys know I made a video on that, and also use my 2023 farming guide just to show you guys how I think through what I should be farming next and how it can apply to you, right? So let's get into our video, guys. Let's talk about this. As always, you know the drill. We must first pay homage to our king, Wampa. If you guys want to see Wampa hit Relic 8 live on stream, all you need to do, get this channel to 5,000 subscribers. Remember, guys, Wampa wants you to like and subscribe and leave comments down below. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Okay, so let's get into the topic here. How do you know what to farm next? I think I've seen this question a lot. Like, everybody loves to ask, what should I farm next? And it's really so dependent on your roster, right? So I'm going to show you my farming guide. And you guys know, I'm not going to go into like crazy detail, but we get Executor first. Then we go into like Darth Malak, right? Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, Malak. Then we build Kylo. And then I take you straight into the Jedi Master Luke farm, right? And those are just the first couple of things, building General Skywalker, right? And I'd say that's the last, I think it's the last piece that I'll like stop at, right? You build General Skywalker. Why did I pick that order, right? What was going through my head? So Executor is your first big farm, in my opinion, because of the amount of crystals you can get from fleets, right? Fleet arena crystals are so beneficial. I did a video talking about this. You guys can find it on the channel where I actually compared that until you hit, I believe, Kyber 5, or is it Kyber 4, that it's more beneficial for you to get first place in fleet arena than it is to do well in GAC. And that is huge. I think a lot of players for so long have said like GAC is the most important game mode. That's so false. Fleets is more important for the vast majority of the game, because the vast majority of the game is not in Kybers 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're below that, where first place is more beneficial to you, right? So we want to build Executor first, get those fleet crystals. Once you build Executor, the reason I have you go for Malak next, right, with Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, it gives you additional teams to place on defense and to use elsewhere. One of the problems with Executor is that it's not going to give you a lot of like ground teams, right? That you've built some core teams, but now it's time to start investing in some of those better core teams that are going to get holds and get you bigger wins. So we get Malak, and one could argue, oh, just go straight into Kylo. And I did think about that. The reason I said Malak was it takes much less investment to get Malak, right? Realistically, it takes 3 relics to get Malak. Not even 3 relics, right? It takes 1 if you relic 5, you relic your Jedi Knight Revan. And then if you really wanted to, you could relic Bastila and Darth Revan just for the sake of their team, which is what I normally recommend. So you can invest in maybe 4 relics to these characters and have 2 really, really good squads, compared to Kylo, where you're going to need to invest in 14 different characters, ships, to then have to get your Galactic Legend, right? So it's just kind of one of those things where you have to analyze, not only will you get Malak, and you'll get Malak faster than you would if you started Darth Revan. Analyze whether getting Malak first will get you Revan. It will get you Supreme Leader Kylo Ren faster, because that's the second part of it. It's not just what are you lacking. It's what goal do you want to reach, right? That if your goal is you want to get Malak and Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, you're not sure which one to go for first. Ask yourself if getting Malak first will get you more crystals, will take your roster to a level that it's not currently at now, right? So one of the other ways to think about this is, for the amount of time it's going to take you to get Kylo, that you don't have Malak, right? You're losing battles because maybe you don't have a good enough team for defense. Flip that around, right? And all of a sudden, if you had Malak on defense, you could be earning more crystals to help you get Kylo faster. And that's the way I think about it. That's the analysis you have to run. I'm going to switch this over to my secret plans, right? What I've been doing. So I built Lord Vader, right? You guys know, if you've been following the channel, that was my big goal for 2022. We got Lord Vader like right early on in 2023. And I moved right into Jabba the Hutt. And I was debating between Jabba, between Rey, Inquisitors, Afro, right? Whatever. The reason I picked Jabba, excuse my cat, he's like playing in his litter box like it's a freaking sandbox, man. Holy Toledo. I hope you guys hear that. I mean, it's insane. So anyway, Jabba, right? I asked myself the questions of what do Inquisitors help me with? What does Afra help me with? What does Jabba help me with, right? What are the things that I get from them? Jabba and Inquisitors I would probably get faster than I would, or, Inquisitors and Afra I would get faster than Jabba. But will they benefit me as much as Jabba will? And from a GAC standpoint, right, Afra's really good. She's Omicron's, but she's very, very good, right? Inquisitors are okay in GAC, but they're really good in territory wars and obviously needed for the new territory battles along with Afra. But Jabba's needed for that as well. So Jabba kind of says, okay, you need me too. Jabba has that special Smuggler's Run event where you can earn all those mod materials. And in my personal opinion, it was smarter for me to build that, right? To go for Jabba for that reason rather than building the other characters. And that was the analysis I went through. It was like, sure, I'll get those guys faster, but I'm going to be missing out on these mod materials for longer. And that's going to hurt me, right? Those mod materials are going to help me more because I'm not only going to get better mods, right? But it's going to save me resources that I'm spending into getting mods now that I could maybe use elsewhere, right? So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to build up some of my characters for Rise of the Empire, right? Get Inquisitors, get Afra, some passion projects along the way, right? Those were my kind of secret plans. So I just kind of analyze my roster and figure out what do I need? What am I lacking? So if I go back to like your farming, maybe I'll just go to my roster. We're going to filter by power here. Let's say you have Sith Eternal, right? A lot of people really love Sith Eternal because he is very easy to get. I'm not going to pretend he's not easy to get, but he is horrible in raids. You can't use him on defense and territory wars or GAC really. He's okay in territory battles, and he's really not that great for good banners and conquest, right? He's just an okay galactic. He's definitely the worst galactic legend. I'm not even gonna. He's the worst galactic legend. But let's say you have him. A character that really complements Sith Eternal well is Kylo, because Kylo's good in all the areas that Sith Eternal's weak, while also being, like very easy to get, right? Like you could make, Lord Vader's better than, Kylo, sure, but if you're a newer player, getting Lord Vader early is a lot harder to do than getting Kylo. So look for those characters that complement each other, which is why in the farming guide, I have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Luke as your two first farms for Galactic Legends because they complement each other. The teams that Kylo slaughters, Sith Eternal, right? He slaughters Sith Eternal. That Jedi Master Luke really struggles against Sith Eternal, right? So now you have characters that you can beat all the Galactic Legends within those two. And that's kind of the way I look at my farms is what's going to make my roster unique? What's going to give me that edge over my opponent? And that's the analysis you need to do. Do you have the Galactic Legends and you just don't have core teams that, if you're noticing in your GAC that if your opponent clears your GLs, you don't win, right? If that's the case, then go farm those core teams. Go farm a General Skywalker. Go farm Malak, right? Maybe you're recognizing that your General Grievous team is terrible, so you need to build droids, right? Figure out where the weak points in your roster are and get them higher, right? Build them up. Make them good. And that's the advice, guys. Like, it's so roster dependent that I thought it'd be good to show you in the farming guide what's the thought process that I'm thinking, right? Where do these characters help you? How do they help you? Why? And then look at your roster and figure out what's the areas that you're lacking in. That, for me right now, I'm still kind of lacking in this Galactic Legend department because I'm going up against opponents who have way more GLs than me. So I need those Galactic Legends to even try and beat them, right? If maybe I had more GLs than my opponent, but they've got Inquisitors and Afra and all these other things, maybe I need to build those backbone teams so that way I'm able to compete against that person. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I thought this would be a good video to do. I thought about throwing it in an FAQ, but I think it's a little bit more complex than that, right? There's a lot that goes into this. I mean, you could go on and on. I'd kind of like to make this a series of roster building where I kind of just take something that's more than an FAQ and show you guys what I think about it and the advice for you to build a better roster. So just at the end of the day, guys, analyze, figure out what areas you're lacking in and build something that complements it. That's the video, guys. As always, smash that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts are down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Oh, Kitty. Say hi. Kitty. See you guys.